tell us a little about
Yeah.
what you were before this transformation.
So we were primarily heat set web. We had heat set webs, 2 Heidelberg heat set, 6 color and 5 color webs. And then we also had sheet feds, but the webs were kind of our bread and butter. And, given the, current environment as well as previously rolls are a lot cheaper than sheets. So that really made a easy point for us to make that shift. It was really hard to kind of understand inkjet until you got it and started really diving into it. And because we didn't know what we could do and what we couldn't do, it was hard to envision layouts and positions
You
and
were
all.
comparing it to offset
Yeah,
that you knew, right?
yeah. And the letters I understood, but figuring out, oh my God, you could do perfect bound books and you could do 500, you could do 20,000, you could do saddle stitch books, anything from self mailers where it's 2 up, 3 up, postcards 3 up, 4 up, all that already pre-imaged, and the ease of operation was amazing. I mean, once you kind of really started digging into it.
If you were offset heat set web, you had a lot of make-ready sheets too.
I
know that industry a little bit.
Yeah, so we did when we bought our roll to sheet fed, that was something that really was, okay, it's a game changer. Because now we're still a hybrid web sheet fed type of shop, where we're wasting 500 sheets per make ready on a sheet fed roll to sheet. In a web, you're wasting 4,000, 5,000 sheets to get up to color.
Yeah.
Say you do 6 make readies a day, because the problem was the circulations and all the counts were going down. So you have to start to understand that
percentages are going up.
Yes. So now, you see your recycling going up, but that's because you're wasting more paper. So it's kind of a give and take. Papers, that's half to almost 75% of the job right now. I mean, that's just big, especially when you're running a lot of cardstock. It accounts for a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I get mad now that we're wasting 160 feet going through the folders or through the presses, but because it takes time to warm up. Now I can't even fathom that we're wasting 5,000 sheets before.
Yeah, it's such a spectacular change.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little about the market, though. So heat set web, you had a
Yes.
sheet fed plus
Heat
heat set
set-
web plus folding.
Yeah,
so
plus folding. So we had cut sheet folders. We had 7 cut sheet folders, which MBO we've had forever.
still got 6 older folders, I believe,
I got
right?
2. Yeah, we have other ones
think-
that we just kind of decommissioned for the time being, which
Oh.
they're still good folders. It's just we didn't have the space nor the necessity for them right now.
And that was all that offset sheet fed
So when we started to look at what's our core competency was a lot of self mailers, but we never mailed. So we went from heat set where we would print 2 sheets, roll to sheet, and then we would take them 2 up, 3 up, whatever, and then we would cut them, send them to a mailer.
Guillotine cut 'em.
And then we would send them to a mailer. They would fold and glue them, and then image it. So and
You're touching them 4 times when just what you said was 4
and
touches.
controlling the
Yeah.
schedules. A lot of it was it'd take 4 weeks. We needed 2 weeks. A mailer needed 2 weeks, and we had great partners. I mean, amazing. But at the same time, it was whatever you can bring in house, you have to or try to. And it was kind of that point in time where we knew that we had to make a change, especially with the heat set webs. It was hard to find people to maintain them,
Yeah.
parts, everything, run them.
Inkjet's not quite as artful. It's more of a, I wouldn't say push button environment, but it's more like that, right?
Yeah, you run into problems here and there, but a lot of it comes down to prep, making sure your positions are right, your variables right, all that. It's all about pregame.
And now you got 2 screen 520 HDs and 2 MBO finishing lines.
Yeah, it
right?
works perfectly. I mean, we picked 2 great partners to really bring into the mix. Support is number 1, especially when we don't know what we're doing. I mean, we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. And you guys and, the company Screen, you guys helped us immensely.
What was it maybe in particular that stood out to you in an MBO type of a finishing line for rolls versus the others that fit your work model the best?
Run hard.
Really?
Yeah, we knew we were a volume shop, and the thing about MBO was, number 1, we've been with you guys forever, right? So we knew what to expect. Number 2, we knew it was just a better built machine, heavier metal, and it's just we knew that we're going to run it hard and as fast as possible, and it's going to be able to take a lot more capacity than some of the others, and clearly it's put up to the test. So
I saw there were multiple units in your shop that you could move in and out. And I
Yeah.
think that's important. You don't know what you're doing today or tomorrow.
yeah,
right?
flexibility is key. So we had no idea. We thought it was just going to be roll, cut, perf, score, fold, and glue. And it's all transitioned to, let's try to do books over here, let's try to do postcards over here, let's try to do, folded letters and everything else. And, I think we've bought 3 different components from you now as soon as we started expanding with, from a Palamedes to a 381, so we can avoid doing
And glue system, I think
Glue
you've
systems,
installed
yeah.
that on the folder decks.
Yeah, we have 2 of those now, 9 glue heads. We try to kind of grow with the times. You don't want to buy all of it all at once because you only got so much in capital. But as soon as you find a need for it, you're like, this could actually work. And you guys have all the modules that really come with it that, you can offer the whole gamut.
I've heard statements before that by the time you buy digital equipment to fit the market and you actually get it running, your goals have changed for what the customers want. So I think that flexibility thing's a big deal.
Oh, yes, it's huge because you kind of buy it for one reason and then you don't realize the other capabilities that come with it. You could audible on the fly. You want to switch a roll. I mean, we've had to break into jobs before on the web and it would take 2 hours. Now on inkjet, worst case scenario, you change a role, change a profile, put it on the folder. Most of that's all programmed and saved. Boom. I mean, you could really get, if in mail, you can get a few 100,000 pieces out pretty quickly.
Can you give then versus now?
Okay.
Savings in labor hours are really important to people. That kind of, it's maybe some numbers if you have any feel for.
Yeah, so we get a Super Bowl, for instance. We get a job every time after Super Bowl's over, the Monday after Super Bowl. And we get it Monday morning. And we before would have to take all the files, put them all together, impose them, plate them, print them, cut them, get them over to a mailer, and then we'd have to get it out within 5 to 7 days after the Super Bowl. So imagine all those man hours and then also waiting because we have to wait on press, right? Until the plates are made and you don't want to put something else on and then have to break in and break out. That's 4 or 5 people right there just waiting around and then the cutters and then logistically get a truck to go bring it over to a mailer. So, all that. And then you get a job done within 7 days. And that would be 300,000 pieces with 17.5 by 8.5 self mailers. Now, if all goes right, we get the files, we get the data. We're printing and folding and gluing and getting it out within a day or 2. So, and that's only with 3 or 4 people. That's it.
Total.
So
And
40 something hours, let's just say, compared to 10, 8.
Yeah. And 2 touches, really.
So you got plate, print, cut, fold, glue, image.
Yeah. And now it's roll to roll print, roll to finish, out the door.
All done one stop.
And are you fairly confident this is the way things are going to be going down the road?
I think this is the only way it's going to go. I feel like we have a pretty good sense on, where the industry was and where it is going now. I'm in the shop every day. My people, they all know that, we've been doing this a long time. So we know where it was coming from and where we think it's going to end up. And inkjet is the way of the future.
How is it getting labor for 24/7 operation, though?
One of the main reasons why we kind of switched to inkjet, through COVID, it was kind of difficult where a lot of people didn't want to come to work. So when we had presses that required 3-man presses and, folders that required 3 different operators, do 7 different make-readies on 7 different folders, we knew that we had to make a change. And it wasn't about, we attract good people, but this day and age, a lot of people don't stay around for the long run. When you interview people, you see, 15 different places they were before, and you're kind of like, this is not going to be a good position for us or them. But I was also really lucky to have some guys that, I have a guy that's been around 38 years.
That's it? Yep.
Thank
Great,
you guys
thank you,
very
sir.
much.